Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're still with you on this morning's edition of The Breakfast Show. And as promised earlier, we have our usual weekly human development interview, and our expert joining us this morning in the studio will tell us a lot more about neurosemantics and what they entail. Joining me in the studio this morning is Mr. Hussein Fahmy, a certified neurosemantics NLP trainer. Mr. Fahmy, thank you so much, sir, for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to
Good
you.
morning, Mr. Fahmy. And let me first ask you about the meaning, the real meaning of neurosemantics science. What is it exactly?
Okay. Neurosemantics is a model. It's a communication model that started in the 1994-1995 as Dr. Michael Hall was modeling resilience. Resilience is a state which is when someone gets hit in life by a setback, and then he bounced back very hard, and this is resilience. So every one of us may have experienced something like this, like loss of someone close to him, financial crisis, relationship crisis, things like this, and the ability to bounce back from this very hard and break through this is we call resilience. So he was interested in modeling how people do this. While he's doing this project of modeling resilience, he found out the model called meta-states model. And then this is where it initiated the neurosemantics in 1995, and he founded this with Bob Badenhammer, his colleague. So it's founded by Michael Hall and Bob Badenhammer, and since then it is we have through many countries, many NLP and neurosemantics trainers in this field, and it is about exploring the meanings that we create ourselves, because we as humans we create meanings. As meaning makers, we do create meanings about the events in the world. So we may have something like when we have an experience, through this experience we create meaning of anger maybe, and then we create maybe another a negative state about this, like revenge, sadness, things like this. So when we explore the meanings, we're now able to know what are the sick frames, what are the sick meanings that are governing our human behavior. So we do this, we have some applications in therapy, in coaching, training people, modeling people in order to set these frames, the higher meanings that will enable them to change their behavior and challenges in the world.
Mr. Fahmy, you're speaking about the applications of
Yes.
neurosemantics. I want to delve a bit further into the applications. How can we use neurosemantics in a conscious way? Because often, I mean, everyone can have neurosemantics but not be really aware of them. We constantly create meaning through our experiences,
Yes.
through our daily lives, but how can we actually make use of our neurosemantics?
Okay, this is a very good question. As meaning makers, when we face something in the world and we have a state, we call this a state. It's a mind-body state. It has some emotions. So in neurosemantics we say when you have this state and you are aware of this state, you can step back and be aware of your own state, and then have a choice about what do you want to layer this state with, like for example anger. So when you are angry in a situation that needs some control from you, would you need calmness in order to layer anger so it becomes a calm anger instead of furious anger? Because sometimes we need this in certain situations in our life. So when you are able to manage your state and to texture your state according to the context and according to the situation, you will be able to control and manage your life effectively. So in neurosemantics, we are interested in human excellence, how to actualize excellence and how to be able to manage and control your states in different situations. So we have a course called Accessing Personal Genius, for example. This is one of the applications. How to qualify the genius state that you would like to have when you are so much engaged in something and focused on something, and you want to, even when you get interrupted by an event or some interruptions, that you can go back to this state and continue what you were doing. For example, Dr. Michael Hall says that his first book took him 8 years before he found this pattern. The pattern that he applied to himself later on, which is the genius state, allowed him later to have, on average, produce 4 books a year, write 50 articles a year. And personally, I asked him, how many books do you read per month? He said it's from 10 to 20 books. So this genius state turned it loose. And imagine if you have this genius state while you're working, while you're mentoring, coaching, training in different situations, that will allow your performance to boost.
If I am aware totally of that type, the neurosemantics science, or maybe you call it technique or anything, do you think I would be able to try to control many things in my life?
Yes.
Is it an art or a technique that you teach it?
We have a course called Meta States Practitioner, or Accessing Personal Genius. Another name for it, Secrets of Personal Mastery, or Self-Leadership. So when you go through this intense course, you will be able to understand how to manage your states and apply it. In this kind of course, we call it experiential learning, because in this training, you don't just listen and be passive about the learning. You experience the patterns itself, because we make groups of people having this pattern experience each other, have the pattern being done as a client first and then as a coach. So we exchange the roles. In this course, you will learn how to be able to manage your state. I have an example, just a recent example. Someone who had a phobia from insects, and she had this phobia for years, and because of this phobia, she was not able to travel and experience some meditation and things like this, because she's afraid from insects. And she came to me, and I coached her through a pattern in Neuro-Semantics, and I changed the meanings that she had about the insect that makes what we call semantic reaction. When you have this phobia, you have semantic reaction inside your body about something that is triggering this reaction. So when we changed the meanings inside of her body, her behavior changed.
But allow me to interfere here. How do you change the meaning of an insect? If it's a roach, for example, will you tell her this roach is a butterfly or a cat?
No. I don't exchange the meaning of the insect. I exchange how she interprets the experience. So, for example, I tell her, do you have a picture inside of your head when you experience something like this? What is it?
Roach, for example.
Okay. And how does it feel inside your body? She says it feels.
Something creepy.
I feel like someone holding me, and I feel creepy, or I feel something negative inside my body. So I tell her, how would you represent this? If you were to represent this in a picture, how does it look like? And for example, people would represent phobia as a gray cloud that is rainy and vague, and then I play with this picture. So about this gray cloud, how would you like to transform it into something positive? She says something like a sun and shiny clouds and birds, for example, and things like this. And Then I explored the meanings of this picture for her. What does this mean for you? She would say joy, confidence, things like this, something positive. And then I would try to improve and enhance this picture until it becomes something really appealing to her. After I do this, I embody this picture inside of her body again, regarding this thing. And then the meanings then change. And you can see someone transform from really a transformation that you can see in this, that someone who had so much fear from insects into someone else.
So neurosemantics can basically be used to enhance either negativity or positivity.
Yes.
And it is something that we can really train ourselves in doing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So it actually takes practice in order to use our neurosemantics in order to change our behavior.
Yeah.
A quick question just before we finish off. Can you do this alone? Can you do this for yourself, or do you need someone like yourself, for example, a trainer or some guidance for NLP and neurosemantics?
When you go through the course, the main thing is to be able to do this for yourself. And then you can use the patterns that you learn from this course in order to help someone get healed from something like that. Like cognitive distortion. Some people have concepts about mind reading people and bad relationship with money, and you can change the meanings about these things through patterns that we use in neurosemantics. So phobia, there is a phobia cure pattern in NLP. This is the model that neurosemantics came from. We use it in order to change the feelings and the meanings that we embody into ourselves. So I would like to, in a word, say neurosemantics is about how we embody meanings inside our body. So when you explore these meanings and able to change some of the sick frames that are holding you back from doing what you want in life, then you will be able to unleash your potential.
Very positive note.
Well, Mr. Hussein Fahmy, the Neurosemantics NLP trainer, would like to thank you very much for coming over, and best of luck. And I guess, Ange, this is the end of today's show, of the breakfast show. Many thanks to you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much, Dina, and thank you to all our viewers for joining us. Do join us again tomorrow morning for another edition of the breakfast show. Till then, have a very good day. Goodbye.